Welcome everybody, welcome to the Canadian Real Estate Channel. I'm Waiz, as you've seen me before on the Milton market updates. Today we have something different for you. We are discussing pros and cons of pre-construction. So today I have a guest with me, Amanda Schultz. She's a mortgage broker. So we are both professionals and we have invested in pre-construction. So we want to share our knowledge with you with regards to pre-construction and clear some myths and tell you the advantages and disadvantages of pre-construction. So Amanda, most people have a fear about investing in pre-construction. Any questions you have from your side that you want clarified?
Definitely. So as an agent, tell me a little bit how you would guide someone through the process. If they're coming to you and saying, I'm thinking about pre-construction, what do you want to share with them?
Definitely. So guys, pre-construction is amazing because we have reputed builders who are pre-approved, who are Tarion approved. They have gone through a severe process of being a builder, right? Getting all the certifications, insurances necessary to be a builder, right? So they are putting in their money to develop a particular project, right? So, and you are being, you're almost, like I would say, you're almost joint venturing with the builder, right? So think about that. You are doing a joint venture with the builder for pre-construction. So it's definitely important to look at the location, look at the reputation of the builder, what previous projects they have done, right? And then look into what product they have for pre-construction. Okay, pre-construction, of course, condominiums are very, very popular with pre-construction. Homes, brand new subdivisions in upcoming cities, right? So I always look for cities which are growing, which are at a good location for transportation. For example, GO train, right? So look into where the GO train is expanding, right? Look into where the next big mall is going to be built, right? Look into where the next highway is going to be extended, right?
And where's commercial going? Like some of the commercial areas, as you see, some more of the strip malls and things like that, business is building up.
Exactly.
Those are something that I find very interesting.
Yeah. So also, it also helps if you are in a particular city and you want to approach the city council or the city planning division and see what the plans are for that city to expand. So these are some key things: location, builder status or experience, and then of course product. Which kind of product are you interested in buying pre-construction, right? So that's one thing, right? Anything else you have with regards to questions regarding pre-construction?
Yeah, so as an expert, talk a little bit about that payment structure and how that's required and how someone would go about that opportunity.
Sounds good. So even with pre-construction, you still need a deposit, and of course you also still need a pre-approval from a mortgage broker, right? So it's very important that you go and approach a mortgage broker like Amanda and get a pre-approval, because being a mortgage broker, Amanda can guarantee you a commitment for a longer time than most banks or lenders. So let's talk about that, Amanda, in a sense. So how you can help out with the pre-construction pre-approval letter or a commitment letter?
Yeah, definitely. So it's important that we match the right person to the right lender to making sure the product works best for you in terms of, we really want something at 120 days or more in terms of a mortgage commitment. And that's something as a mortgage agent that we would make sure that you have the lender, we have the commitment, and you're ready to move forward.
Yeah. So that's really important because usually pre-construction projects are a minimum a year, 18 months or 24 months. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind. So not only get your mortgage approved or the commitment letter from the mortgage broker, also make sure that you have the deposits ready, right? The good thing about pre-construction, so one of the positive or advantages with pre-construction is this, that you can pay the deposit in small chunks, so they have an extended deposit structure. Usually they something like the builder might say, oh, you know what, $5,000 upon signing the contract, and the rest of the 5% in 30 days, and 5% in 60 days, another 5% in 180 days, or another 5% in 360 days, or 5% at occupancy. So it's an extended period of time, so you can slowly deposit the monies coming in either from your investments or wherever your funds are lying, and get ready for your deposit, right? So deposit structures really help in that sense, right?
Definitely. It seems like you can break things up a little bit more, have a little bit more opportunity to move money around to begin working for you.
Right. And one of the things that I want to also address is that initially pre-construction is going to sound a little expensive, right? Have you noticed that?
Definitely. We see that big number on the page. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah. If you can get something for $1,000 a square feet now, why are you paying $1,200 square feet? $1,200 per square feet. So I'm just giving an example, right? So you might say, hey, you know what? Why don't I buy existing rather than buying pre-construction? So generally speaking, pre-construction appears expensive when the project comes about. Right? However, you need to understand that those rates are actually a discounted rates if you are in the future. Right? 4 years from now, that price is actually such a deal, people will pay you extra, to get that condo or that home from you, right? And that is the beauty of pre-construction. Right?
Another beauty about pre-construction that I've heard, tell us a little bit about the opportunity to assign that contract.
There you go. I was waiting she's going to ask me that question. So assignment, okay, assignment of a contract. So make sure when you go through the builder's contract that there is a clause for assignment, okay? And usually the builder would say something like, you can assign this contract provided I have reached X amount of percentage of sales. It could be 70%, it could be 90%, whatever the percentage of sales is, right? So make sure that you read that contract and check if there is any condition like that, right? Saying that the builder needs to reach a certain percentage of sales. The next thing is that a cost associated with assignment. Certain builders just outright say there is no cost. The other builders say there is a cost because there's going to be attorney fees or lawyers fees or amendment of the contract and so forth. So they would have some sort of a cost. So whether it is $10,000 or $15,000 or whatever it is, so there might be an assignment cost. So understand that there is cost associated with an assignment clause, right? And sometimes builders say, okay, you know what? If you're not using the assignment clause, you don't need to pay that. Only if you are using the assignment clause, you need to pay those things. Right? So there would be something like that. So let's explain what is the assignment clause. So basically, when you're buying pre-construction, you're buying a contract, right? You're buying a contract from the builder at a X amount of price, right? So that is a contract that you can actually assign to somebody or sell it to somebody else for X plus dollars, right? So that amount, we can do another segment on just assignment itself, but just to summarize it, so the new purchaser or the new purchaser should be able to pay you your deposits that you have paid to the builder, as well as your profits that you made on that particular contract. So make sure that you have the assignment clause in the contract, and then, like I was mentioning, you will need to get the buyer to pay for the deposits that you made with the builder, as well as the profits that you will make separately. Okay, so that's the key thing in assignment sales. So even when you're purchasing an assignment, make sure that what is the deposit amount you need to put in, and what is the profit that you need to pay up, right? Because it's not 5% or 20% anymore, right? It could be more than that.
It could be.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that's very important to, when you're either buying an assignment sale or whether you're selling, make sure that you have these factors in mind. Okay? So yeah, for the buyer needs to fulfill your deposit for the builder as well as the profits, and only then the rest of the money that is due to the builder will be paid by the buyer's mortgage company, right, or the lender, right? So that's key thing to understand with regards to assignments. And God forbid if the new buyer does not fulfill, you are still on the hook for buying it. So make sure you vet the buyer really well, their finances really well, and that they are approved. So because in the last minute, you don't want to be stuck with a condo that you wanted to assign, but now have to close on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what if someone's sitting on the fence and they're just like, maybe I want to do this, maybe I don't. What do you have to share with someone?
Yeah, so I would say definitely talk to people like us, in the sense talk to your realtor, talk to me, because we have done these pre-construction sales, right? And also talk to your lawyer. Right? Talk to your lawyer about what are the things that you need to understand with regards to pre-construction, about assignments, right? And get all the knowledge you can before you go into purchasing it, right?
Absolutely. Is there anything else? I think we want to talk a little bit about closing costs, or sorry, closing date.
Closing date and occupancy date.
Right, absolutely. There is a difference. Can you help everyone to understand the difference?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the other things that the builder will mention is that there is an occupancy date. And generally with condominiums, the occupancy date and the closing date are different. Now, most people ask me why. If I can occupy it, why I cannot close it, right? So with most condominium corporations, right, or condos, the condominium corporation is not being formed yet, right? So until the condominium corporation gets formed, so you need a percentage of sales to happen for the condominium corporation to form, and they cannot form the condominium corporation. So technically, you don't own the place. So you can occupy the place, but you don't own the place. So in the meantime, in the interim, you will actually pay rent to the builder. So again, something very important to look into the clauses, and you will see that the builder will say something like, will allow you to lease during the occupancy period. That means you can actually lease out the place to somebody else during the occupancy period, or you can be there yourself, but you'll need to pay that rent or the lease cost, okay, before the closing date. Right? So when the condominium corporation is formed, and then you will have a closing date, and then you will close as you would close any other property. You go to your lawyer and you do the closing. But this is very important to know that there is the difference between occupancy date and closing date, and during the period of occupancy you are obliged, or you have to pretty much pay the builder the occupancy rent or lease amount, right? So that's something important to look into, is that what is the occupancy date and the closing date, and how much of a duration it is, right? And also check with your lawyer and your builder, saying that what is the maximum duration it can be. And also always look into the clauses detailed in the contract, because there could be delays. With pre-construction,
you should always anticipate delays.
Anticipate delays, because it could be whether it is raw materials or whether it's labor shortages. We just went through a pandemic and there was both, right? So cost can also increase, so keep that in mind. And we also have something called as development charges. Okay. So one of the things you have to watch out for, you not only need money for your occupancy fees, you not only also need money for the closing costs, but you also need money to make sure that there is some development charges, right? So the builder might say that we are capping the development charges at, let's say, for example, $15,000 for one unit, one bedroom, and $20,000 for a 2-bedroom or something like that, right? So always ask the builder, what are the development charges, and is the development charges capped? There's a key word right there. Are the development charges capped? Okay, so those are the questions that you ask the builder. What is the assignment fee? Can I actually assign? When is the occupancy date? What is the difference between the occupancy date and the closing date? The durations? How much is the rent for us to pay during the occupancy period? And also, what are the development charges? So just to summarize that for you guys.
Right, and if you're working with an amazing realtor and you come to Waiz and you have the conversation, he's going to walk you through all of this, guys.
Definitely.
So don't feel like you need to learn this from today's video. Reach out, book that coffee chat, and let's get together and make that win.
Pre-construction, go with it cautiously, be careful, right? My friend used to say, like, oh, what if I buy and it crashes, right? So my analogy for that, Amanda, is that
I love this.
Is that it's a driver's analogy, right? You still drive, but you know that you can crash, but you still drive, right? So you take you follow the rules, you follow the regulations, right? So we will tell you what the rules are, what the regulations are, right? You take precautions, you consult professionals, mortgage agents, lawyers, realtors, and we will guide you to your success. We will guide you to your destination. Thank you for watching the Canadian Real Estate channel. We will help you in your journey for success in real estate.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for watching. Take care.